way up. So there's 4 steps you're going to have to remember. And I remember it as, does McDonald's sell burgers? That's how I remember it. These 4 steps are going to constantly repeat until you don't have anything left over, okay? These 4 steps are just going to keep repeating. So you're going to go down and then go back to the top. Down, go back to the top. So the first step stands for divide. So what you're used to. It's very similar to what you did in the past. The second step is going to be multiply. Third step is going to be subtract. So all of this should feel the same. The step that's going to be a little bit different is what we call a bring down step. You might have done this before. Okay, so let's start basic and we'll get a little bit more challenging. So let's start with 324 and 2/10, let's say, divided by 2/10. Let's keep it simple. Okay, so first you're going to have to know what goes inside the hut and what goes outside the hut. This number always goes inside. This is what we call the dividend. The dividend goes inside. The divisor, the divisor goes outside. So you're still drawing your hut, but your hut is not going to have the line down the side anymore. So my hut's going to look like this. 2/10 on the outside, and then on the inside I'm going to have 3, 2, 4, decimal 2, just like this. Just like this. I had a feeling that's what you were going to say. If you've done it, then keep going. Okay, so now, what you need to do, you cannot have a decimal on the outside. You can't. So what you need to do is, we're going to move the decimal out. What this means is, you're just going to take it and move it right here. But if you do it on the outside, you have to do it on the inside. So you're just moving it. Once you've moved it, I would rewrite it. So I would write it as 2 into 3, 2, 4, 2. You're just rewriting it. You're basically getting rid of the decimal. You're basically getting rid of the decimal. So now, we're going to start these 4 steps over and over and over again. Just follow along. So your first step is to divide. So I say, can 2 go into 3? Yes, right? How many times? Once. So all you're going to do is put a 1 right here, right above the 3. Now, you're going to multiply. 2 times 1 is 2. So you put the 2 right here. That's all we've done. Everybody good? Now you're going to subtract. So 3 minus 2 is 1. Your last step is bring down. You only bring down one number at a time. So you're only bringing down the 2. You're only bringing down the 2. Any questions so far?
Wait, so why do you put number 2?
Because you're going to the next place value. Okay, so now you've gone to bring down. Now you go back to divide. But be careful. Now you're working with this number. You're working with the 12. So how many 2's go into 12? Everybody? 6. Watch where I put the 6. The 6 goes above the 2 up here. Whenever you get an answer, it goes up top. Okay? So now we multiply. What's 2 times 6? 12. Don't do 2 times 16. You've already done 2 times the 1. And then you subtract. 12 minus 12 is 0. But you've got to bring down the 4. me so far? Okay, so now we go back to the top. How many 2's go into 4? 2. So I put the 2 above the 4. And you just keep repeating. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. And you bring down the 2. Okay, so we keep going. How many 2's go into 2? 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. And you bring, and there's nothing left to bring down. So once you have nothing left to bring down, and you have a 0, if there had been a number here, you would have to keep adding on zeros to bring down until you get a 0. But since we have a 0, you are completely done. So your answer is, be careful, your answer is just 1,621. Because the decimal basically isn't there anymore. The decimal's right here. So if we brought the decimal straight up, it would still be 1,621. All right, things first, you have to know how to set up your box. So on the inside of my box goes 826.324. On the outside of my box goes decimal 010. All I've done is set it up so far. Everybody with me? Okay, you have to move the decimal out of the problem. So we're going to move it. 1, 2, 3. To get it all the way out of the problem, you're going to have to move it 3 times, which means you're going to have to move it 3 in here. 1, 2, 3. That did work out perfectly. Okay. Is anyone confused up to this point? Now, it won't always go to the end. It's just naturally worked out that way here. You could have decimal 5 or something like that. Yes?
I have a question. Could you move the number that's on the left over like one more time and do it over there to get it out of the...
No, because then you change that number completely. You've gone an extra place value that you don't have. All right, so this one's technically just 10 because that 0 is really not going to do anything. So I'm going to write 10 into 8, 2, 6, 3, 2, 4. Everyone has this one written down? You can try. Do you have this written down? Okay, so let's try it. First we start with divide. Can 10 go into 8? No, so we put the 0. Can't go into that. So I just put a 0 to say, yeah, that can't happen. Can 10 go into 82?
Yes.
How many times?
8.
8. So we put the 8. Anyone confused up to this point? Yes, sir.
Why would it be 10 into 8?
Because 10 can't go into 8, so I just go to the next place value because it can go into 82. Does that make sense? I'm trying to get to a number it can go into. Yes.
Did you just not put this?
I highly recommend the 0 to keep your place values correct. All right, so now we multiply. 10 times 8 is 80. So subtract, then bring down. Subtract, then bring down. So you should get 2 and be bringing down the 6. So you should have said 2, bring down the 6. Anyone confused up to this point? All right. How many times can 10 go into 26? 2. 2. So put your 2 up top. Multiply, subtract, bring down.
How do we get 26?
Because I said 82 minus 80 is 2, brought down the 6.
So you subtract by 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so how do we...
Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, so now you said 10 times 2 is what? 20, because 10 went into 26 2 times. So now you put your 20.
Oh, so that's what...
So now you do 26 minus 20 and get
26 minus 20.
26 minus 20 is 6. What do you bring down?
The 3.
The 3. Everybody good?
Oh, so you multiply the top.
Right. Price.
Oh. Wouldn't it be 10 now?
No, because 2 times 10 is 20. Okay, so now, how many times can 10 go into 63?
6.
6. So I put my 6. Stay with me, people. 10 times 6 is
60.
60. 63 minus 60 is
3.
3. So now, all you're going to do is drop down your 2. So, how many times does 10 go into 32? 3. 3. 10 times 3 is 30. 30. 32 minus 30 is 2. And then drop down your 4. 10 goes into 24 how many times? 2. 10 times 2 is 20. 24 minus 20 is 4. Okay, you cannot stop here because you cannot put remainder 4 in the 6th grade. Okay? So, you cannot leave it as remainder 4. So what you're going to do, pay close attention because you cannot have a remainder. So what you're going to do is the decimal's right here right now, right?
Yeah.
So if I had on a 0 here, it really doesn't change the value at all. So when this happens, now you have a 0 to bring down. So now bring down this 0. Because you can do that because you didn't change the value at all. So now you bring down that 0. Now how many 10s go into 40? 4. So then I do a 4 up here. 10 times 4 is 40. 40 minus 40 is
0.
Now you can be done. Because there's nothing left to bring down, and you don't have anything left over. But now you've got to place the decimal back in the answer. So all you do is say, there's one number behind the decimal, so I need one number behind the decimal. So this will become your answer. Nope. So your answer is 82632 decimal 4, or 82,632 and 4 tenths.